Tosh, how are you doing today?
I'm fantastic, ma'am. Thanks for asking. How about you?
Yes, I am fresh as a flower. Thanks for asking. So, Ashutosh, before we delve into our conversation, let's give a quick introduction of yours.
Sure. My name is Ashutosh Trivedi. I hail from Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh. About my education, I have completed my master's degree, that is Masters of Arts in English Literature. About my profession, I run a YouTube channel that focuses on spoken English conversations mainly, and I conduct online sessions for my students. I help them to speak better English. So that's all about my education and profession. When it comes to my hobbies, I like singing, photography, playing cricket, and speaking to people as much as I can. So that's all about me. Thank you.
Oh, wonderful to know that you love singing. So, Ashutosh, as much I know, you have been in this journey of learning this language and helping people or training people for a long time. Okay, so what I observe generally when people start a new thing or when they start learning this language, right? They start with a lot of drive, but
Mhm,
just one bump in the road and they just fizzle out. So I
mhm.
would to know how to keep oneself motivated, or how did you keep yourself motivated? Because it's been really a long time. You've been having sessions, right, with certain experts also, and you've been commencing these sessions, these kind of sessions for a long time. So it's not that feeling now I'm done, let's try something else. So how you keep that spirit in you? How do you keep that alive in you?
Yeah, well, I started my journey precisely on 29th April 2020. I was a commerce student and I was pursuing that was BCom honors accounting. But due to this COVID 19, I was not able to do something for my degree because it was happening online. So I thought of doing something which would give me something out of, those activities, and I'll get a lot of benefits in future. So I thought better it would be really good if I would be working on communication skills. And why I enjoyed, because at that time most of the people were discussing COVID deaths, people were dying. So I was fed up of listening to those things. So I thought of talking to people, listening to their stories, love stories, the problems related to their life. So I enjoy talking to many people a day. Like I was talking to 10 people, 15 people, or 20 people. So it was very interesting for me. At the same time, sometimes it was demotivating as well, because some people would
Mm,
make fun of me that why are you trying to become a foreigner? Why are you trying to learn English? Don't you think English is sufficient for you as you are living in Kanpur? And they used to make fun of my accent, my way of speaking, and a lot of things were there. So what I would do, I would start my next day by watching the videos of Sadhguru, Gaur Gopal Das, to
oh,
boost myself. Or sometimes if I would be completely demotivated, I would talk to my friends. I would talk
mm,
about my school. I would talk about some things, and then I will again get my energy back. And when somebody will just criticize me, I'll think that I'll give my
mhm,
200% from the next day onwards. That's what my spirit was. And I wanted to utilize my time, and I wanted to just be different from others. I wanted to do something
mm,
so I can come out from that crowd and I can stand out from that queue. So that was my thought in that days. And second thing, why I worked a lot, I thought people are working for others for 8 hours,
mm.
10 hours, and 12 hours. Why can't I work for myself for 8 hours? If I would work for myself, I'm going to be boss. I would be the master of my own thing, whatever I'll be doing. So that's how I started my journey. But of course, there were always ups and downs. Some people were really
Mm.
negative, but I always focused on those people who were supportive for me. I may just, I talk to them, I will discuss all those things. They will support me that Ashutosh, this is the part of journey and it happens with everyone. You need to focus on your goal. So my goal was to become better, not to just, give them answer. Just I did not
Mhm,
react. I tried to focus on the response. Just, that if
mhm,
I'll become better for sure, they'll get their answer. So that's how I focused on. And exactly, motivation was to become better as a communicator always I was thinking that I'll be helping others, people would be listening to me. So that's what my thought was when I started my journey. And it's been around 4 years, 4 years, 9 months. I'm about to complete 5 years now about my spoken English journey. But I'm so excited because I talk to people from all over the world, not from a single person. So that is quite interesting, because if I'll go in another profession, I'll get the same, just the work every single day. But here I get different people, different mindset, from the different culture. So I try to know and I take interest in their life. That is very important. If you take interest in their life, to ask questions to them, it becomes an interesting process.
Wow, I am impressed. Because see, we always see the brighter side. Now we see, oh
Mhm.
wow, how beautifully Ashutosh speaks, right? And I think we all appreciates your accent. You have a very beautiful accent. It's very natural also. It never
Mhm.
shows that you are faking. So, but no one knows your challenges, the time when you felt low or down, right? So that's how
Right.
people treat us, right? But we
Uh-huh.
only know our struggles and our the journey of our life, and I think these struggles make us stronger. So wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful. So as Ashutosh, you also conduct sessions. You train people. So what sort of activities you conduct to keep your learners motivated? Because sometimes people they just show they start losing their interest very soon, right? So, as a trainer, as a tutor, how do you deal with these kind of learners who get demotivated easily and who are always ready to give up? So, what are your strategies to deal with these kind of learners?
Yeah, exactly. It's a very nice question. First, I try to understand the problems of a student, because of course, I have been training people for more than 3 years. So I came across a lot of people. So I try to know that why they have a fear, they are just fearful, why they are stressed. Sometimes why they are afraid they will not be able to learn it, or maybe sometimes they have taken tuition somewhere else and they have a thought that they cannot because they just did not help them.
Hmm.
Sometimes people are cheating, right? They are doing it for the business, so they are always afraid that may I be able to good enough or not. So that's how it happens. So first I try to know their problems personally, that what are the
Mhm.
problems and why they are not feeling confident. As you said, like I help them to boost their confidence by knowing their
Hmm.
problems, that why are you caring about your husband, why are you caring about your in-laws? You should care about yourself. Because I have seen some ladies, they would always say that my in-laws, maybe what my mother-in-law would say, what my sister-in-law would say, they are not. So I
Yes.
said, like, find an empty room and try to work on yourself. You are working for your satisfaction, not for your in-laws, right? Because
Yes.
yes, you can take care of them, but at the same time you have to
Hmm.
take care of yourself. Do something which gives you satisfaction and happiness.
Yes.
So that's how I help them. And if I talk about the boys, like some people are preparing for the interviews and they get the rejections. So I say to them, of course there are thousand and thousand companies. It is not something
Hmm.
only you are going to be better fit for them. Maybe you are someone who's going to be better fit for someone something else, right?
Yes.
If there is
Yes.
a fish is a better fit in pond, and of course a
Right.
monkey is a better fit on tree. So but if you will
Tree.
say the fish to climb on a tree, of course he will not. So that's also, you have to understand your own thing. You are made for
Hmm.
something else. But sometimes people
Yes.
want to think, oh, okay, because what happens in the companies, if there are 10 just vacancies, and they of course say there are 100 people to give interviews, it
Hmm.
does not mean that 90 people are not good. They would select 10 because only there are
Yes.
10 posts, and there would be 11th guy who would be of course up to the mark, but they need only 10, and they have to give some reasons to reject you,
Yes.
that I'm sorry because your pronunciation is not good, that's why I'm rejecting you. Your communication skills are not good. So you should not think that you are not really good and you cannot get job anywhere. You should
Hmm.
try some other platforms. You should go, because that's what it is. So that's how I try to motivate them, that everybody is unique, and just every company demands something else, so you need to find
Right.
something which is better for you. So in this
Hmm.
way I try to motivate them, and I tell them, of course, if I can do it, why can't you? Because I was in a
You.
village. and nobody was speaking English. Even though my family or my society people, they used to laugh at me that I'm crazy, I'm talking in English all the time, and why I'm doing it.
Mm.
So I give them example that even though living in a village, if I can learn the language, why can't you? It's all about creating an artificial environment and motivating yourself and
Right.
believing in yourself and just following the process without questioning yourself. So if you have
Mm.
the confidence and if you're self confident, for sure you will be able to do it whatever you want. But if you are not confident enough, for sure you will start
Yes.
listening, and they will tell, most of the people will tell you that whatever happened with them because they gave up, right? Only
Yes.
there are few people who are able to climb the ladder, not everyone. So you should listen to those people who are on the top and follow them, who are doing well in their life, not to them all the society people. They will always tell you that yes, yes, it is difficult. Until unless you're not able to do it, that is difficult. Everything is
Right.
difficult. Once you are able to do it, that becomes like, acceptable for you, and you can do it.
Completely on board with whatever you said. Because at the end of the day, it's all about our, mindset, how determined we are and how focused we are. If we want to
Mhm.
achieve anything in life, first keep this thing in mind that nothing comes for free, right?
Yeah.
It's they say you can't make an omelette without breaking eggs. So if you want to achieve something, see, it is not going to be success all the time. You have to face failures also. So if you are ready to
Mhm.
welcome your success, right, try to embrace your failures also. So, yes, that's it. And I believe we should play a deaf ear to all the negative feedbacks, which is not constructive,
Mhm.
right? Because sometimes if someone is telling us about some drawbacks, we should listen to those things and we should work on those things. But yes, if people are trying to demean us, yeah, or they try to pull us under the bus, then we need to be deaf towards these people. So I strongly believe whatever you explained, yes, it's all about your mindset and your determination. So my next question is all about two of my favorite words: motivation and discipline. So
Mhm.
what is the role these words play in our life? Do you believe in motivation, right, or do you believe in discipline in life? What is your take on these two words?
Yeah, well, I would say both are important, but even though when I started my journey, I used to watch a lot of motivational videos. But fine, just watching motivational videos only is not going to help you to do something in your life.
Yes.
Get motivation and then be disciplined with your process and work. Okay, take actions
Mhm.
for whatever you want to. Even though I have
Right.
seen many people are reading self-help books throughout the life, but they are not
Mhm.
executing those things in their life. So what is the importance, or what is the meaning of that motivation? That you have that motivation in your head, but you're not able to execute and you're not able to just
Yes.
take actions. So that is not going to help you. So having motivation is really really nice. Okay, sometimes what happens, we watch a video, we get a lot of motivation, but the next day we are again down, and okay, I
Mm.
can't do it. But discipline is something which keeps you on track, that you need to be very much disciplined to do something in your life, not only motivation, right? If you want to be a cricketer, every single day you need to wake up and go to the ground and play the
Yes.
shots. It is not something just only the
Right.
watching the videos of Virat Kohli and Sachin Tendulkar and Rahul Dravid can just help you to become a next a big star in Indian cricket team. No,
Mhm.
you need to go on ground and you need to play those shots. The same for English. Maybe
Yes.
you're watching videos of we people, that how we learned English, but no, only watching videos of we people is not going to help you. You need to go and
Mhm.
talk to other people also to become better in it. Maybe you can get inspiration, you can get motivation by watching my videos, by watching your videos, and by listening to our story that how we learned it. But we did not only make videos, we did conversations. I completed around
Mhm.
more than 20,000 conversations till now to become better in it. And every day, and of course, all the time, I'm not on camera. When I'm not on camera, then
Yes.
I'm practicing off camera, right? I'm talking to people, I'm
Right.
practicing with native speakers, my friends from South India or wherever they are from. So it is all about, yes, motivation is important. When you are feeling demotivated, try to watch some motivational
Mhm.
videos, but then create a schedule for yourself, write down things, and
Yes.
try to follow it with the just great discipline. So discipline is
Hmm.
more important than motivation, I would say. So I would
Hmm.
go more with the discipline rather than going with the motivation. But I cannot deny the fact that motivation is not
Yes.
important. Motivation is important, but discipline
Hmm.
is more important than motivation for you.
Truly. See, motivation works as a spark, right? And
Mhm,
discipline ensures that this spark is going to be work in a, or this spark will change into a sustained success. So discipline ensures
mhm,
this thing. So we need to be disciplined enough. Of course, we all need a token of motivation, whatever we do in our life. Let's say if I cook food for my family, so I always look up to them to get that acknowledgement or a token of appreciation ki, okay, dinner is delicious today, right? So motivation definitely pushes us, but yes, discipline, I guess, is mandatory if you want to achieve anything in your life. You can't skip this attribute or this trait from your personality. You need to be disciplined enough. I strongly believe in discipline, being disciplined, and I always focus on self-discipline. There should be a sense of
mhm.
self-discipline, right? It should not be there out of some fear or that fear of punishment, getting punished. You should have that sense of self discipline, what we call that integrity, right? Because most of the time when we know that people are watching us, so we try to be very nice, we try to be very good and humble. But if I talk about integrity, so integrity is all about doing the right thing even when no one is watching you, right? So self
Mhm.
discipline, integrity, these things play a crucial role in each and everyone's life. So now I would like to wrap this session up, but with a very major question. What do you think learning grammar plays a crucial role in spoken English? Do we we can skip grammar, or we need to take it with us? Because many people, they have a fear uh, of certain
Mhm.
grammatical concepts. So is it necessary? Is it mandatory to learn grammar if you want to speak fluently?
Yeah, so learning grammar and mastering grammar are two different things. Learning the basic concepts to speak English, that is going to help you
Mm,
to speak better. But if you want to master and do mastery at the grammar, you should go on and on and on. Maybe then also it is going to take a long time to become better and the perfect at it. Okay. So what I say, if I'll give you an example, when I was 2 years old, I started speaking Hindi, right? How? Without learning grammar directly from the exercise or the books, because I was living an environment where I was listening to my parents, where I was listening to my siblings and my friends and neighbors. So we can learn grammar indirectly by creating an environment of the language, by listening to it all the time as much as we can. Maybe it can take a long
mm,
time. I'm sure, of course, it's going to take a lot of time. Once you feed that authentic knowledge in your head,
mm,
you would be able to execute the same. Okay, first. And second thing is that you should identify your level. That is very important for a
mm,
learner to understand. If you know the basic concept of the grammar, as I studied, I was aware of the basic concept of the grammar. So I did not go through a grammar a lot. From the first day onwards, I started speaking English. As far as I remember, I started talking to people because I did not feel like going for the grammar a lot. I was good enough to speak simple sentences, to express myself, but I learned by listening to others. I learned
mm,
practically. I just, if I got a new question, I would say, like, what does it mean? They will tell me, they will simplify that question, and I would write down in my notebook that what do you do for your living and what are you up
mm.
to. I was only aware of, like, hi, how are you. I was not aware of the substitute of all these sentences, that there are many ways of asking the same thing. So if you're
Yes.
coming across something new, you can write down. Okay, so that is the practical way of learning it. But if you feel that your grammar portion is really weak, you do not know anything about it, just take some topics like tenses, modal verbs, right? And some
Mm.
a part of speech also you can go thoroughly, not just you go very deep
Yes.
into it. Just try to understand what is this, and then listen to the content and start speaking to people. If you're thinking that
Mm.
once you master grammar, then you will start speaking English, that day will never
No.
come. So try to that you said practically, even though I do with my students, I just do practice, and sometimes I just play a short video of maybe the adverbs, so they can get an idea that what is adverbs, what are the
Ever.
conjunctions, and what is
Hmm.
the use of it. So at least they should be aware of it, and it is not all about I'm giving them 10 exercises, 20 exercises every
Yes.
day to master it,
Hmm.
because they are not preparing for the competitive exam. They are learning this for
Right.
spoken English, so they should get an idea, and then practically by listening to the conversations and the content, they can learn it. So that's how it is. Grammar
Hmm.
is important, but it depends on the learner, then on what level they are. If they are completely
Yeah.
beginner, then of course they should work on their foundation. But if somebody is good
Foundation.
with their foundation, they can directly go for the speaking part, because I was able to
Yes.
write, I was able to read, I was able to understand. Then I started speaking because I did not speak English. But if somebody
Hmm.
is like, maybe the 55 or 60 years old, at that time grammar was also not really prominent, and they did not study grammar in a good manner, and it's been very long, so they forgot everything. So for them, they can at least go through it for 2 months and 3 months. They can go for a 2 months or 3 months course for the foundation for the grammar, and then they
Yes.
can jump into speaking.
True, true that, true that. Yes, we can't skip the whole grammar. Yes, there are certain topics
Mhm,
we need to have that acquaintance with. Yes, and if you learn this language in a very natural way, as we learned Hindi
mhm,
by imitating people, by imitating your parents or your cousins, right? Then you don't need to focus about grammar. Of course, while speaking in Hindi, we who thinks about grammar? We never follow any
mhm.
grammatical rule, right? Because it's our first language, it's our natural language. So that's how a language the process of learning a language goes on. And at the end of the day, it just it's all about your passion. How passionate are you about learning this language? Second thing, you need to be determined enough, and stop procrastinating if you are in habit of putting off your stuff. So I think things are going to be troublesome, because
Mhm,
we have been in this journey for a long time, right?
mhm.
Although we have reached at a certain point, but still there's a long way to go. And what I believe, if you stop practicing, you start getting stuck. What I experience, right? Because we need to create that environment. So,
Right,
right,
exactly. Consistency
right,
is so important,
yes.
because I'm not living in
Hmm.
England or America. So even though if
That's
I will
it.
not speak, I will get that
Hmm.
language in my ear or head. It is not going to happen, because here
Yes.
everybody speaks Hindi. So I need to
Hindi.
put conscious efforts to listen to English or speak
Right.
English.
Yes, yes. So we need to be consistent with our practice. And yes, believe in yourself. Don't make it a burden or a pressure. Just enjoy the process. That's it. If you enjoy the process, you will get your desired result. So thank you so much, Ashutosh. It was such an intriguing session, and you just explained each and everything very nicely. And I hope my audience, everyone who's going to watch this video, is going to get some valuable tips. So thank you, have a nice day, and hope to see you again very soon.
Yeah, sure. So thank you so much, Benvir. Thanks to you, ma'am, for inviting me today. It was really nice talking to you. So bye bye. Take care.
Bye bye, take care.